If you're watching this live or close to live, we are almost halfway through 2020. So I thought we might use today's gentle Vinyasa flow class as a chance to really think about grounding ourselves and centering ourselves, maybe taking stock of what we've gone through and what lies ahead. I have a blanket today that I'm sitting on because I'll be here for a little bit, so that's helpful. So if you'd like to join me seated in Sukhasana, comfortable seated position, we'll start by rocking from side to side. Again, just grounding to start, feeling the weight of the body sinking down into the floor, shifting from one side to the other so we can kind of equalize the pressure on our sits bones. And sometimes if I feel like I'm more heavily weighted in one, I shift my weight to the other. And even if I feel like I'm a little off center because it doesn't feel natural, I still try to do that just to get my weight equal. We'll stack the spine. Let's just shrug the shoulders, roll up and back a couple of times. Reverse and roll forward. Lift those shoulders up towards your ears. And we'll roll them back again just to bring a little more opening to the front of the body because this is where we usually need it more. Slide the shoulder blades down the back. We can just rest our hands on our thighs, palms up or palms down. Draw the abs in, lift the sternum. Let's close our eyes gently. And bring awareness to the breath. At first, we just observe the inhales and exhales, the rise and fall. And today, let's practice our centering breath. That's 2 normal breaths at your own pace. Followed by a deep inhale, big exhale, and back to 2 normal breaths. So repeat that cycle a couple times. 2 normal breaths and then the deep breath, just to help us center and focus our awareness. And the next time you finish a cycle of your centering breath, just return to normal breath. We'll seal the lips. And we'll practice the Ujjayi breath that we use throughout most of our class. This is that ocean breath. It sounds like ocean waves audible just to you. Just make a light constriction in the back of your throat. Build heat in the body. And let our eyes float open again. Let's think about stacking the spine, pressing the crown of the head toward the ceiling, tipping the right ear toward the right shoulder. The option is to rest your hand on your head, add a little resistance. Feeling that stretch in the left side of your neck and your scalenes and your levator scapula. Coming back to center, tipping the right ear toward the right shoulder. Left this time. Forget that I'm mirroring you sometimes. And rest the hand on the head, adding a little resistance. Float the head back up. Now let's stack that spine nice and tall. Let's picture how your head rests on the top of your spine. Keeping the spine tall, we're just going to tip the head forward without rounding the neck, just lifting the back of the head up, bringing the chin down toward the collarbone. finding length in the neck. Coming back up. Let's turn the head to the right. And this time we'll drop the chin down toward the shoulder. Breathe. We'll lift the chin back up. We'll come back to center. Now turning the head to the left, tipping the chin down toward the shoulder, and breathing. Lifting the head back up, coming back to center. Let's go ahead and switch the cross of our legs. Let's again shift our weight from side to side. Focus on grounding down. Now bringing our fingertips down to the floor. You can lift the sternum, shine the chest forward. Inhale, raising the arms up, turning our thumbs back. Exhale, drawing the arms back down. Let's keep our shoulder blades sliding down our back the whole time, like we're trying to put them in our back hip pockets. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. This time, just the right arm will inhale right up, and as we exhale, we'll come over. And we'll just breathe and use our sinking breath. Inhale to open, exhale to go deeper. You might want to slide this left hand farther out. You might eventually be able to bring your elbow down to the floor. Finding openness on the right side of the body. Using breath to expand the ribs and sinking deeper. On our next inhale, we'll rise back up. As we exhale, we'll float that hand down. And then as we inhale, the left arm comes up. As we exhale, the left arm comes over. And again, we're using breath to expand the ribs and sink deeper. We might slide that right hand farther out. Opening the side body. We might bring the elbow down. Breathe. Expand the ribs. On our next inhale, we'll rise back up. We'll exhale down. Let's just sweep our hands forward. Walk our fingertips forward. Just round over, reaching forward. Letting the head hang heavy. Finding a light stretch in the lower back. Walking the hands back in, we're sitting up again. Bringing fingertips back to the side, making little half circles. Warming up the spine. Coming back to center with the spine stacked tall. Let's bring the left hand behind us first. Pressing ourselves up, lifting that sternum. Right hand to left leg. Begin by inhaling and pressing the crown of your head toward the ceiling, and then as we exhale, gently twist to the left. Using each inhale to lift and lengthen the spine. Each exhale to deepen the twist, perhaps looking over the shoulder. Still sinking into our hip bones, grounding down, even as we press up to the crown of the head. Now relaxing back to center, finding a breath or two here. Now sweeping the right hand behind, propping ourselves up with that, lifting the sternum, bringing the left hand over. Inhaling the crown of the head toward the ceiling, exhaling, taking rotation to the right. Again, each time we inhale, we try to find that little bit more length in the spine if we can. As we exhale, we might look for a little more rotation, perhaps looking over the shoulder. And relaxing back to center. Now we can keep our legs crossed. We can also come up onto our knees and sit back on our heels if we like. Or we can stack our knees. We can bring one leg around. Let's bring the left leg around first. And stack the left knee over the right knee. or stay in seated or kneel. And release and round forward, bringing arms out to the side. Feel this in your hips. You're still grounding into the floor. Fingertips pressing down. Head hanging heavy. Now slowly rising back up. If you have your legs crossed in any fashion, we'll just switch them one more time. Stacking right knee over left. Folding forward. Sliding arms out, fingertips out to the side. Let that head just hang. Feel in your hip. And rising back up. Let's make our way to hands and knees. If you have a blanket, feel free to kneel on it. We're going to stack our hips over our knees, our shoulders over our wrists. And we always have an option here to make a fist and use that. Instead of having our hand flexed, we can have our wrists aligned and neutral this way. Up to you. Let's slide the shoulder blades down the back. Let's draw the navel in and up as though we could pull it into our rib cage. Let's create length in the neck and space between the ears and shoulders. Let's really press the hands down, press the tops of the feet into the floor. And on the next inhale, we'll lift the chest and tailbone. We'll look forward of the mat, coming into cow. And as we exhale, we'll scoop the abs and curl the spine, looking down at the knees for cat. Inhaling, we lift and look forward. Exhaling, we scoop, we look in. And we're following the breath now. So let the inhale tell you when to lift into cow. And when it's time to exhale, you know it's time to sweep back into cat. So we're letting the breath cue the movement instead of the movement cueing the breath. And it's your breath, so you follow it at your own pace for a couple more rounds of cat-cow. The next time you finish a round, we'll come back to neutral spine. Let's check that we're still sliding our shoulder blades down our back, staying nice and active in our core, and swaying our hips from side to side. Coming back to stillness, we'll do barrel roll. So we'll go into our cow, then we'll shift our hips to one side. We'll scoop into cat, shift our hips to the other side, come back to cow. That's one time. We'll do it two more times, shifting around and scooping, and shifting and arching for two. Once more this direction. As we come back into cow, we'll pause. We'll reverse direction, shifting to one side, scooping, shifting, arching for one, for two. Coming back to stillness. Now let's slide the rib cage from side to side. Really mobilizing the spine. Coming back to stillness, again we'll come into cow. We'll shift the ribs to one side, we'll scoop into cat, then we'll shift the ribs to the other side, come back into cow. Two more times in one direction, holding the rib cage around this time. Pausing and then reversing direction. Three times. Roll the ribs. As we come back to stillness, let's give ourselves a little break. Let's bring our big toes together. We'll put our knees wide. We'll sink our hips back into child's pose. Option here for extended child's pose with your arms forward, your forehead floating down toward the mat. Another option to stack your hands and rest your forehead on your hands. Another option to bring your hands down to your sides, your arms down to your sides. Whatever option you've chosen, let's bring awareness to our hips and our lower back. Feel those hips sinking back down towards your heels. And as they do, feel the tractioning of your lower back. Imagine the discs between your vertebrae decompressing. Imagine your spine lengthening. Find your breath. Let's rise back up to hands and knees. Knees under hips once more. We're going to slide the right foot back this time. Curl the toes under. And rock on the ball of the foot. Loosening up the calf. Also loosening up the plantar fascia. Mobilizing the ankle joint. Now pausing and floating that right foot across the left foot. Let's push the right hip out a little bit. Look over the left shoulder. And rock here diagonally. Let's float that leg straight out behind, just keeping the foot flexed. Trying to bring that leg parallel to the floor, drawing the abs. And now work from your core to stabilize yourself here. And extend your left arm forward for spinal balance. We'll stay here for a couple of breaths today. We'll float it back down to hands and knees. Now sliding the left foot back, curling the toes under. We're rocking from the ball of the foot. Loosening the calf and the plantar fascia, mobilizing the ankle joints. Now floating that left foot across the right foot, perhaps pushing the right hip out a bit and looking over. Pushing the left hip out, looking over the right shoulder. Rocking here. Now floating that left leg straight out behind us, the foot is flexed, bringing the right arm forward, spinal balance. Keeping our gaze primarily down so that the neck remains in line with the spine, drawing in the abs to stabilize from the inside out. Coming back down to hands and knees. Let's just flow that spinal balance from side to side for a few breaths. So let's inhale the right leg and left arm up, and exhale them down. Inhale the left leg and right arm up, and exhale down. And just continue to flow this at your own pace, trying to maintain a nice stable core, a nice neutral spine. It's the work that we do to stabilize the spine that makes this of value to us. So keep awareness in your core and your spine. Inhale up and exhale down. And then we'll come back to stillness. And we'll sink back to child's pose once more. Let's try to stay with extended child's pose, arms forward this time. And we'll inhale and exhale and bring our hands to the right side of the mat or to the right side of us, perhaps stacking the left hand on top of the right hand. And as we inhale and exhale, let's try to sink that left hip down. It usually pops up as we reach over. And now let's use our breath to open the left side body. Inhale and expand the ribs, exhale and sink deeper. And the next time we inhale and exhale, we'll bring our hands back to shoulder width. We'll settle back into our hips once more. We'll find our breath. Let's revisit that length in the spine. Sinking the hips down toward the heels. And then inhaling and exhaling and taking our hands to the left side of the mat. If we have a mat, resting our right hand on top of our left hand. Inhale, exhale, and sink that right hip down. And then try to use the breath to expand the right side of the ribs. Opening that right side body and sinking deeper. And then inhaling and exhaling, we bring our hands back to shoulder width. Back to child's pose, centered, finding breath. Now let's float our hips up over our knees. Walk our hands forward, perhaps bringing your forehead down to the mat. Coming into puppy pose. Finding breath here. Now taking the right arm, we're reaching under the left arm, right on through to thread the needle. Let's keep our chest primarily down today. So we're working more on opening the back of the shoulder than on twisting right now. So I'm pressing my chest toward the floor, feeling the stretch in the back of the right shoulder. Now bringing that right arm back out, take a breath or two. And then we'll thread the needle with the left hand, sliding under. Still keeping the chest primarily down. Stretching the back of the left shoulder. And then bringing that left arm forward, back to puppy. And now sinking our hips back down toward our heels. And back to child's pose. From child's pose, we can shift forward to kneeling plank with straight hips. Stacking shoulders over wrists. We can push back to child's. We can lift to kneeling plank and push back to child's. You can continue that shift back and forth, or you can add in a chaturanga, a kneeling chaturanga. Inhaling to kneeling plank, exhaling, bending the elbows, inhaling back up, sitting back. And you can do whatever range of a chaturanga you want to here today. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling up, exhaling down. Inhale, exhale, inhale. Let's take a breath here. Rolling our toes under. Walking our hands in. You can roll back into the balls of our feet. If you have a blanket, you can put it aside. Inhale and rise up to forward fold. So legs are straightening, but they're not necessarily straight. The knees can still be soft. The chest can be sinking toward the thighs. The head hangs heavy. Let's bring the right hand to the left elbow, the left hand to the right elbow, the ragdoll. We can sway the head, shake it, nod it. We can sway the arms forward, back, one side, the other. Just releasing any tension you find in your neck, in your shoulders, in your back. Inhaling and exhaling, perhaps sinking a little deeper, still with the soft knees. Now releasing the elbows so our fingertips come back down toward the floor. We inhale to lift halfway to a flat back. Sliding shoulder blades down our backs so we can put them into our back hip pockets, drawing the abs in. So we're nice and active in the core, nice and grounded in our feet. Inhale and exhale to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. This time, inhale and lift halfway. Let's extend our arms back for airplane. So sliding the shoulder blades back. Inhale and exhale to forward fold. Inhale, regular halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, hands to heart center and down to our sides and into our mountain pose. Your mountain pose can be, as mine is, with your feet hip width apart. You're welcome to bring your feet closer together if you like. Hip width apart is more stable, closer together is more challenging. If you're bringing your feet closer, you might want to just touch the big toes, but leave a little space between your heels. Wherever you are, shifting our weight from one foot to the other, we're grounding here. Now coming into the right foot, you can lift the left foot, and point and flex it, and circle it. Back down. Grounding into the left foot, we can lift the right foot. Point and flex, circle it, reverse directions. Put it back down. Let's lift all of our toes up off the floor and roll them down one toe at a time from the outside in. Really sealing the foot against the floor, really grounding. Activating your legs. Imagine your kneecaps lifting. Imagine your thighs spiraling inward, drawing the abs in and up, lifting the sternum, stacking the spine. With energy flowing up the front of your body and down the back of your body, your shoulder blades slide down, your sacrum slides down and lengthens your lower back. Get energy out through our fingertips. Very active in the whole body. Inhale to rise up with the arms. Exhale to press down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press. One more time. Now let's alternate arms. Inhale the right arm up and over. Exhale it down. Inhale the left arm. And down. And right. And down. And left. Let's bring both arms up one more time. Now we'll swan dive. Arms coming out to the side. Knees are soft. Let's come into our forward fold. We inhale to lift halfway, flat back, neutral spine. We exhale and fold. We inhale and sweep up. Let's exhale our arms down to our sides. Inhale the right arm over and down. Inhale the left arm over. Down. Inhale both arms up. Exhale, swan dive. Arms out to the side. Knees soft. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, arms down. Alternate the right and left arms. Both arms up as we inhale. We exhale and swan dive. We halfway lift. We fold. We rise. Back to mountain. Right arm. Left arm. Both arms. Coming into heart center. Let's step back to the right foot into a short lunge and open up. And come forward and close. Inhale the left foot back, short lunge. And close. Let's flow this. Inhale right. Exhale in. Inhale left. Exhale. Open and close. And open. As you open, try to squeeze those shoulder blades together, bringing openness across the front body. One more round. We come back to stillness. We'll inhale up. We'll exhale to swan dive. We'll inhale to lift halfway. We'll exhale to fold. We'll inhale to rise. We'll exhale, arms down. We'll alternate right arm, left arm, both arms, coming to heart center, lunging back right, lunging back left, inhaling up, exhaling swan dive, Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, arms to your side. Alternate right and left arms. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, both arms up. Exhale to heart center. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, lift. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale to our sides. Alternate arms. Both arms come up. Inhale. Exhale, heart center. Open right. Open left. Come back to center. Let's find our breath. Check out our legs. Let's take a wide stance, opening our feet up. Let's do sunflowers today. So sunflowers is where we come into a gentle squat and we swoop down, we scoop up those imaginary flowers, and as we lift, we cast them out of our arms. We swoop down, we scoop up, we inhale to rise up. We exhale, swoop and scoop. We inhale, rise. We exhale, swoop and scoop. Make sure the knees are going out toward the toes, please. One more time. Let's inhale to lift and exhale to open to warrior two. So we're pivoting to our right side. We're stacking the right knee over the right ankle. If we look down, we can just see the big toe of the right foot. The left foot is straight and strong. Left leg is straight and strong. The left foot is parallel to the back of the mat. Really grounding to the outside edge of that foot. Levelizing our pelvis. Opening our arms to the side. We're gazing out past our right fingertips. Let's turn our palms forward. Inhale, expand. Exhale. Imagine drawing a bow. Inhale to open. Exhale to reach forward for two. Exhale, inhale, 3, 4, and 5. Flipping that right palm up, let's inhale to lift to reverse our warrior. You can come straight up toward the ceiling. You can reach over for more of a bend if you like. This left hand can rest on your leg or can take a half bind if you like. Again, we use our breath to expand the side body. Still grounding into our feet. Think about stretching the mat apart between your feet. Inhale and exhale, coming to side angle, bringing forearm down. Left arm can come straight up or out to the side, past the ear, making a nice line up the side of the body. This right arm can stay on your thigh if you like. You can also come down to the inside or outside of your bottom foot or to a block. Inhale to reverse. Exhale to side angle. 4 more times. Inhale to lift. Exhale. Inhale. Let's come back to warrior two now. And shortening our stance and straightening our right leg. Pushing out the left hip and sliding ribcage to the right. Coming down to triangle. That right arm comes down, the left arm comes up. We're trying to stack our shoulders. We're trying to squeeze our shoulder blades together. And we'll inhale, reverse the triangle. Find the stretch. Let's inhale both arms up and exhale back, settling in to our sunflowers position. Inhale, expand. Exhale, swoop and scoop. Inhale, expand. Swoop and scoop. Next inhale, rise up. Exhale, pivot left, warrior two. Knee over ankle, just see the big toe, grounding into the outside edge of the foot, levelizing the pelvis, scooping the abs, gazing past the fingertips, bringing your palms forward, inhaling to expand, exhaling to draw the bow, inhaling to open, exhaling to close. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Flipping the palm up, rising to reverse the warrior, either coming straight up or over, resting on the leg or taking the half bind. Using breath to expand, now the left side body. Grounding into the feet, stretching them out apart between our feet. Inhale and exhale to side angle, your choice of straight up or out to the side, on your thigh, on the floor, on the block. Try to spiral your chest toward the ceiling so you're finding openness in your front body. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. For 3, 2, 1. Coming back to warrior 2. Shortening our stance, straightening our left leg, pushing the right hip out, sliding the hips to the left. Moving down to triangle, hand down, arm up, squeezing shoulder blades, stacking shoulders. Looking down, forward or up. Inhaling to lift. Using breath to expand. Inhaling center. Exhaling, sunflowers. Inhale, rise. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, settle into it. Inhale, shorten the stance. Exhale, slide into pyramid. Inhale, reverse pyramid. Exhale, deepen the stretch. Inhale to center. Exhale to sunflowers. Inhale to rise. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, settle in. Inhale, prep for pyramid. Exhale, slide into it. Inhale, reverse pyramid. Exhale, go deeper into it. Inhale, rise for sunflowers. Exhale, swoop and scoop. Inhale, rise. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale to reverse. Exhale to side angle. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, settle in. Inhale, prep for pyramid. Exhale, slide into it. Inhale, reverse your pyramid. Exhale, go deeper. Inhale, center. Exhale, sunflowers. Inhale, rise. Exhale, warrior 2, left side. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, settle in. Inhale, prep for pyramid. Exhale, slide into it. Triangle, sorry. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, go deeper. Inhale, center. Exhale, sunflowers. Inhale, rise. Let's exhale our hands to our hips. Find breath. Turning feet parallel. With our feet approximately the distance of the length of our leg between each other. So imagine an equilateral triangle as an approximation. Whatever works for you. Rolling the shoulders back. Let's open our arms with our palms turned back. We'll do a little chest expansion first. Just gently pressing, reaching back as though we're trying to squeeze a big ball behind the back. And then, big shoulder roll. Interlace the fingers. Press the knuckles toward the floor. Lift the chest up. And fold from the hips. coming to flat back. At flat back, with the gaze down, we can reset the shoulders, roll them back. We can raise the arms up off the back. We can stay here if we don't wish to drop our head below our heart. Or we can inhale and exhale deeper, raising our arms up toward the ceiling, squeezing out our shoulders, grounding into our feet, letting the head hang, breathing, and then releasing our hands down to the floor wherever we are, coming to flat back with our fingertips under our shoulders, just like our halfway lift, but with a wide stance this time. Shifting the weight into our heels, so really grounded back into our heels and stable. We can bring our hands to our hips, and rise up, and shake out our legs. Let's cool it down, stretch it out a little bit. Let's start by kneeling with the right foot forward, the left foot back. And we're going to walk that left foot back until we get openness in the front of the left hip and quads. Lunge forward. If you've got a blanket, you want to cushion your knee, help yourself. That's always a nice option. Sinking forward, opening our hip and quads, keeping the chest lifted, and pushing back and flexing the foot, bringing hands to the floor or to blocks. Try to keep the spine long here. Touching the chest with the thigh, or hamstring stretch. And then sinking forward, hands to the thigh, stacking the spine, pressing the chest forward. And sinking back, hinging at the hips for hamstring stretch. Breathe, melt into it. Let's bring that right leg back. We'll step the left foot forward. And again, we can walk that right foot further back if we need to open the hip more. We'll walk the hands to the thigh, stack the spine, press the chest forward, opening the hip and quads. Breathing and sinking. Now we're pressing back to flex the front foot, straighten the front leg, and hinge at the hips, pressing the chest down with the thigh, opening up the hamstrings. Imagine drawing breath all the way down to your hamstrings. And shifting forward, hands on thighs, spine stacked, pressing chest forward, opening the hip and the back, and shifting back, folding forward, stretching the hamstring in the front. Swing that back leg backwards. We're going to drop to one hip. Swing our legs around. Shake them out. Let's draw the left foot in and hug that left knee for a second. Let's sweep the left hand behind, prop ourselves up tall. Now that right hand, just hang onto that left knee, or we can inhale up and exhale over. We'll inhale and stack, we'll exhale and twist. Breathing, relaxing. Coming back to center, we'll shake it out. We'll draw the right foot in, we'll hug it in for a bit. Sweep the right arm behind. And we just hang on to that arm, to that leg if we want to, or we can reach, inhale up and exhale over. Whatever feels best to you. Taking a twist, looking over the shoulder. Coming back to center, shaking out. Come to Baddha Konasana, butterfly. Soles of the feet are together. Your heels can be about the distance of one of your feet from your torso. You can slide your feet a little further forward for a gentler stretch. I'm guiding my ankles and I'm stacking my spine. Inhaling tall, exhaling to press the chest forward. Keeping that length in the spine, that lift in the sternum. Resting my elbows on my inner thighs if they can get there. It's not important that they do. If they do, you can lightly press down. Think about lifting your sternum, lengthening your spine, coming forward, more than down, more forward than down. Relax, we'll shake it out. Let's bring the right foot to the left inner thigh. We'll turn to face that left foot with our nose and navel lined up with that foot. If we have a strap and want to wrap it around the ball of our foot, we can do that. We can also just roll our shoulders, just extend the arms forward. Inhale, lift the torso. Exhale, press forward, reaching forward, not down. Try to keep that length in your spine. Breathing and pressing. Feeling stretch in the hamstring. Inhale and exhale. We're going to do a few breaths here. And when you've gone about as far as you're going to get with your spine long, we'll inhale and exhale. We'll release and round over, sinking the nose toward the knee, grabbing the ankle or foot or shin, letting the head hang. Pulling deeper into our nose to knee pose. And rising back up, shaking out our legs. This time bringing the left foot to the right inner thigh, turning to face the right foot, inhaling tall, exhaling, reaching forward or grabbing the strap, stretching the hamstring, lift the sternum, lengthen the spine on the inhale, press deeper as you exhale. Stay here for maybe 3 breaths. Inhale and exhale, folding deeper, reaching for the shin, the ankle, the foot, letting the head hang down, finding that hamstring stretch. Let's rise up, let's shake out the legs. Now we can either grab one leg and roll onto our back with control, or we can sit up tall, extend the arms forward, tuck the pelvis under. Try to roll down one vertebra at a time with control. We'll draw the knees into the chest. Each hand grabs a knee and we'll circle like egg beaters. We'll reverse directions. Let's plant our feet a little wider than our hips. Sway the knees from side to side. Letting those knees rise and fall like ocean waves. Coming back to center, crossing the left leg over the right, and letting the knees fall to the right. We can extend our arms out to the sides, turn our gaze to the left, away from the knee. Inhale and exhale. Relax and stretch. Coming back to center, let's uncross, let's plant our feet a little wider than our hips. Sway the knees from side to side once more. Coming back to stillness, now crossing the right knee over the left, letting the legs fall to the left, turning the head to the right. Just relaxing, breathing and sinking. Coming back to center, uncrossing the legs, planting the feet a little wider than hip width, and swaying from side to side one more time. Now drawing the knees into the chest, hugging the thighs, or circling the knees 3 times in one direction, and then 3 times in the other direction. And then pausing to bring our arms between our knees, we're going to grab either the inside arch of the foot or the outside of the foot, whichever you prefer. Coming into happy baby, drawing the soles of the feet toward the ceiling, stacking the ankles over the knees, drawing the knees down toward the floor, trying to bring the entire spine down onto the floor, rocking from side to side. Massaging the lower back. Coming back to stillness. Releasing our legs out and down. Taking up as much space as we need to, as we want to. Our feet falling out to the side. Our arms float down to the floor, our palms are facing up, our eyes can softly close. Now you may wish to adjust your hips or your shoulder blades or your head position to find a good length in your back and spine. I encourage you to do that. If you need a blanket or something like that under your knees or under your head, please take that option as well. And as you settle in, become aware again of grounding into the floor. Just become conscious of the weight of your body sinking down into the floor, being fully supported, being aware of all those points where your body touches the floor, where the weight grounds down. Deep breath, sigh it out, and melt even more. Sealing the lips, bringing awareness back to the breath, letting that be your focus, letting any stray thoughts just pass on through as you return to your breath and go deeper into Shavasana. We can remain in Shavasana for as long as we like. When we're ready, we'll begin to deepen our breath. Let's come back to that awareness of the weight of the body sinking into the floor. That feeling of being grounded and supported and relaxed, at ease. And perhaps we rock our head from side to side. Perhaps we wiggle our fingers and toes. We may wish to circle our wrists and ankles in one direction and then reverse direction. We can do a full body stretch. We can sweep our arms over our heads. We point our toes toward one wall and reach our fingertips toward the opposite wall. And as we inhale, we lift and expand the rib cage, feeling a stretch in our abdominals. As we exhale, we relax and melt back down. We inhale, we lift and expand. We exhale, relax. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale and relax. Take a breath. Now bending our knees, we plant our feet. And we just roll to one side, lying on our side. Stacking one hip over the other, stacking one shoulder over the other. Resting your head on your arm. Just enjoying a couple more breaths here. Relaxing, melting, sinking. And now, with as much ease as possible, we press ourselves up to a comfortable seated position. As before, we can gently rock from side to side. Feel those sits bones grounding down, stacking the spine, lifting the sternum, rolling the shoulders back. Now bringing your hands to heart center. Feeling the breath. Feeling grounded. Feeling centered. Feeling supported. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.